invest or not to invest in real estate market. And the thing where you go see where go determine your decision to invest or not to invest for inside the real estate market. I bet if you help us also talk about that one.
Okay. The first thing I would like to ask anybody who wants to invest into the real estate is, what's the purpose of investment? Why do you want to invest? Number one, you must answer the question why. And if you're able to answer the question why, some will say, I don't even know. Some will tell you, oh, maybe because I just heard it's good to invest in real estate. But you should also be able to narrow it down. Some may say, okay, I have a goal to build a particular home of my choice. Some will say, okay, I've always wanted to own something in my name. So there are different reasons why people invest. So you must know why you're investing, one. And then if by knowing the purpose why, even if at all you don't know any purpose, at least the fact that you're buying real estate and you know when you buy real estate is a good investment that keeps growing every time, that keeps, you know that you're sure of increase in your capital, you have return on investment no matter what. It may not be immediate, and of course it may be in short period of time or long period of time. So I'll say purpose, number one. That's one factor, the purpose why you're buying. And so by the time you're able to drive the purpose to a particular, maybe, okay, I want to do a commercial, for instance. We have residential properties and commercial properties. So your purpose will help you to know which of these properties suits what you want. So if, for instance, I'm able to sit someone down and consult and say, okay, what exactly do you have? So, okay, no, I think I like having shops, complexes. Then I know you would want something in a highbrow area where we can build shops for you, and then you can start getting rentals.
If like this shopping complex, like say they even make money, I feel
there's money. Yes.
Because
most shops there's money in it actually. Because most of those shops now compete with some apartments.
Really?
And of course, the size of is not. A lot of people need office, Yes, even though many people work from home, but we all need offices, and that's why some people are coming up with the idea of virtual office. Yes, you don't have to. That is one of another aspect of real estate that some people invest into. You don't have to own a whole building. You can just have an open floor and then divide it into different segments of offices. I'm giving somebody a business idea anyway. So you divide it into
somebody go to run business now office with this.
Yes.
You go to run another thing now your office with this, but it's there for one.
The same all, but divided by different partitioned into different small, and then people pay for it. You pay for pay normal rent. Yes, you just have a space. And we have a lot of that in some big markets. But now we have them as offices. Somebody can decide to invest into that, and then just collect. The rent will be collecting as the person who put that up, of course, will cover what you're paying for the whole space. Which makes sense. It pays you that you're the owner, and also pays those that are using it, because they're not paying so much as what they would have paid as a rent for a shop or an office. So another thing that I would call the factor that people should consider before investing into real estate, of course, cannot be overemphasized, is location. When you already know your purpose, then you look at what suits my purpose. Like I said, if you're the type that want to do a shopping complex, for instance, I won't take you to a place that is just developing, because I know it won't sell. So if you want to build or you want to invest into a shopping mall or shopping complexes, we go into the highbrow area. We look at say Ikeja. We look at even if you want to invest in Abule Egba, of course there are areas where they are open, center of the city, where we know that you have traffic, and the whoever is going to rent that shopping mall or the space from you is going to make money, and you will be making money. Everybody is fine. So we have to look at location. What location is it that would help suit your purpose? Yes, that's another thing. And of course, we also look at being documentation. Of course, is another thing. There's no way we can overemphasize that.
Documentation.
We keep saying it.
Proper document, they increase property well.
Yes. Of course, when you have deed of assignment, you have your survey, and you now have CFO like the Baba. Of course, the price won't be the same. And the reason is because the cost of this documentation too. also affects the cost vary, and so of course it affects the price of the property. The other thing I would like to mention when it comes to making decision and things people need to also consider when they're choosing their real estate portfolio is you want to look at areas where you know that would appreciate on time. Anywhere you see government doing anything with private organizations, for instance, you look at Ibejuleke, for instance, I'm using that as an example. You will see that kind of property, there is no way you will not appreciate. Wherever you see government presence, there is no way you will not appreciate. It could even be just the construction of road. It could be the construction of bridges. It could be anything. Maybe government is investing into a particular location for whatever reason or whatever purpose. That property is bound to appreciate. It's just a matter of time.
So now people will get eye now, and then we can't see and say, oh, more. Open your eyes, see this thing, this property will appreciate soon.
Yes, and when you get such opportunity, just jump at it. Of course, do your due diligence.
Like 2 years ago, waiting in the seller, not waiting in the seller.
At all.
And it's that one, I feel attest to them. I know some properties we don't increase times 3.
There were times we sold properties in Ibejuleke for 400,000.
Millions.
We sold 600,000.
I think I'm not sure the person will get for 800.
For where? As in, of course, maybe far inside though. And it must be a pre-launch price that somebody just want to launch a particular place, and then maybe you get that, of course. And it can't be that you have a session on that kind of property. Yes, that's the truth. You can't have, most of the times when you see property of that kind of prices, they don't usually have a session. And you know what we mean by a session? When the land is being excised from, the government already given you that this land has been deserted and all of that. So you can't, most times, especially in that area, the price you get, it can't be the same. So those are the factors that I know people should consider. Of course, when you're also looking at those considering those factors, one other factor you should also consider is who is doing what for you. When you are doing that kind of a thing, like I always say, you need an expert, and when you are working with an expert, you also need to check the company.
Now, this expert is what we talked about very, very well yesterday. The people, if they want buy property, they won't spend 50 million, buy something. Small money where expert will collect, that one they will release it, they will do it by themselves.
How much?
So can't go waste money now, can't go invest for that place. Can't pay that expert 5 million to help him again, collect the money back. Because before you are running
if it's Oyinbo, as in if it is outside Nigeria, I can say okay. Because even those people outside Nigeria still make use of agents. They will tell you, I'll speak to my realtor. Not to now talk of Nigeria, where to trace things is not so easy.
Well, your brother is coming.
The terrain is really sensitive.
Yes, very sensitive. And the way this country is, you just have to put, if you have 4 eyes, you have to put everything on ground when you are buying property.
It's so sure.
You have to be very sure. You have to be very sure. Even by the time the realtor is talking to you about the things you need to look, the documents you're checking, the location, because you can get to a location and the realtor who knows more than you is telling you, it's true that government is doing something in this location, but you see this place that you are is not good for what you want to do.
Maybe there's a Dr. Ladixon carry one client, go one particular apartment, fire. What do you know of that power line? Power line, exactly on top of the house, and the client likes it. But if they was tell the client, I can't get involved in this. This thing will affect you in time to come. So let's not get it. That's
just the best way. That's the best way to go. That's one of the that's one of the advantages. Yes, that's one of the advantages of using an expert, because he is seeing the house. The reason why experts will tell you the truth, especially when you are using a good realtor, is because we're selling land now. But many of us, we're not just selling today to you. We're selling about 10 years ahead. Because you can get into trouble in the next, you can sell land now, collect commission and walk away. But in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, those are the things we'll look at. I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want anybody to come and look for me and say, hello, this is where she lives, and then police is coming to, So experts, they will go, they see beyond the money that you are trying to make as an investor. So they look into what is it that can make police come after me in the next 5 years. That's what an expert is checking. what is it? What is in this? Yes, because their integrity is very important. They will check the documents and be sure of every clause, and be sure there is no clause that will, come against
it's
them.
even going to be easier for you, sir. I mean, nothing like say you buy something, your mind there at peace.
Of course.
Say you don't sign, feel anything.
Everything is
anything
well
that is
done.
coming in 5 years, now you go to ask the thing, are you sure? Go and verify.
No, you do it with confidence.
Now that one be go and verify.
Yes.
You're so sure
Yes.
of what you've done.
Yes, you do it with confidence. Say, please go and verify. Then come back. Let's discuss. Then, of course, with confidence, beat your chest, and I know what I did here. There are some properties that I know I've sold, and I know that you can't just come and say, excuse me, I will tell you, bring your documents, so we'll sit down together. Yes.
Nothing like documentation. I get deal what I get with somebody, we no sign, we don't do anything. And today now they pay me, I didn't get time.
Even if it is MOU,
I'm telling you,
you must
just
sign.
small thing,
No matter how small. Something tangible.
Paper.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes, very, very important.
Anyway, the former house why they no say me and landlord fight. Nothing much, we are okay. But I don't move to another place. Second, they beg me, Safana, when you won't come out, I said, just give me 3 months. My move my stuff from here. Go to the other side, it's okay, my picking, I beg. I just see agent come meet me, say, I beg. If you just help us, this is the way he talks now.
Someone won't check.
If you help us right hand, then sign.
Say na 3
That
months.
in 3
that
months,
is
you will
what
leave.
Say that any day, just put the day when you
Stuff's
talk.
happening.
Any day when you talk, we just put am, but just help us sign. I just like because I knew what they were trying to
Exactly.
do. Just put everything to paper, you go
Very
get better
important.
legal backing.
Very important.
As I do, I'm come photocopy the two.
Give
So
me
you
one.
have a
Give
copy.
landlord one. I hope I just smile.
That's the
I
way
think
it
that
should
before
be.
that time. Yes. Oh, I think documenting things these days.
Too important
Too
right
important.
now.
Too important because person fit sell land if you no be own, but he get the documents. He no be own, and then
Yes,
some
sir.
people are wicked to the point that they know say they don't mark this land. They will still sell it to you because they naive. And we have so many people from outside the country that want to invest in Nigeria. Say, okay, I don't too suffer for Yankee. Let me just buy a place where I know so I will search when I come
Gilanian
back.
comedian, the truth is this: most people in the diaspora that buy stuff right there in Nigeria get the right information before they buy. Most of them, I can say for like 80 or 85% of people living outside Nigeria buys right here in Nigeria. They get information, they ask the right question, they ask experts to help them do the due diligence. But a lot of us who live here in Nigeria don't want to spend that 20,000 and that 50,000 to do the right thing.
One of the reasons why they do that is because you see the environment where they are.
Exactly.
They don't
Civilized
downplay.
nation.
They don't downplay the role of agents.
Experts. That's true.
They don't
That's
down because there are so many offices where you can walk into to confirm things. So they know that before they can get some things done here, they need you as an expert.
Very important.
And that's why most times they get it right. And they know what to ask.
Yeah, this still puts me to